everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another vlog. In today's video, I'm going to be talking with you about exclusively pumping. Yes, that is my breastfeeding journey, exclusively pumping. There's so many videos that are on YouTube right now around nursing and breastfeeding, but I really couldn't find a lot of content on those mamas who are exclusively pumping like I am. So if you are interested in learning about exclusively pumping, just how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and things that you can do to be successful with it, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I will start by saying that I am not a healthcare professional. The information that I'm sharing with you today is just tried and true. It worked for me, it might work for you. So if you hear something that you would like to apply, take it. If you hear something that you think, probably not going to work for you, just leave it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I will start by saying, like I said in the intro, this is my second go around with exclusively pumping. I did pump with my first son. He's now 3 years old, and I am now 2 months postpartum with my baby boy. And I have no complaints at all. Well, let me not say no complaints. I don't have large complaints. There are pros and cons to pumping exclusively, and I'll run through those. But for the most part, I don't have any complaints, and I have experienced much success. So I will start at the top with why I am exclusively pumping. Now, every journey is different, and I will start by saying I'm actually doing a separate video on just kind of what this scenario did to me and my mental. That sounds so bad. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. But I'm exclusively pumping because both of my boys were born with a tongue tie. They were born with an inability to extend their tongue beyond the base of their mouth. I'm going to get close and show you. That part was pretty much tied to the tip of their tongue, so they could not extend their tongue to create the proper latch to nurse. So we went through all of the traditional protocol. We had their tongue clipped, not the actual tongue, but the tie. We had the tie clipped. And then I even went through, wearing the nipple shield, all these other things that I tried to be able to get my nipple far enough into their mouth for them to be able to latch. Because as you know, that is the key to nursing. They've got to be able to latch properly. Fast forward several weeks, lots of tears, postpartum emotions, craziness. I just went through it all. I went through it all. Lots of prayer, lots and lots and lots of tears. Lots of disappointment around the fact that I couldn't nurse my baby on the boob. And I said, okay, you know what? Like every mom, what is plan B? Because my priority at this point is feeding my babies. So whatever it is I have to do, that's what I'm going to do. And the answer was pumping. And let me tell you, pumping was not a bad answer. It actually ended up being something that was really, really great. It allowed for me to share the feeding time with my husband, the responsibility with him. With moms who are exclusively breastfeeding, I've seen that with my friends. They're not really able to be away from baby too much because they are the food supply. But when you are pumping, you're able to take your food, your liquid gold, and put it in a bottle, and then hand the bottle and the baby to their daddy. Okay, sounds good, right? You still listening? Okay. So, like I said, both of my sons were tongue-tied. They weren't able to latch, so I had to pump exclusively. I was determined, and that determination is my first recommendation for you. You've got to be determined, and here's why. In order for you to keep a strong milk supply, you have to pump about every 2 to 3 hours, and really overnight every 3 to 4 hours. But it's a non-negotiable. In order for you to make sure that baby is getting what they need and that you have a milk supply that is consistent, you've got to keep demanding that milk. a lot of times with nursing moms, they're able to put the baby on the boob. There's this, emotional thing that's happening. They have their hormones and their pheromones and everything else, all the rest of the moans that are happening that cause the baby to create a letdown and for you to have the milk that they are demanding. Well, with pumping, you're connected to a machine. You're connected to a pump and you are pulling that milk out. You're draining your breast, pulling the milk out. And for a little while, it feels very, mechanical, very robotic, and there's not going to be a lot of emotional connection to that. So you just have to be determined to do it. I actually set alarms in my phone every 2 to 3 hours for it to go off and remind me to go connect to the pump. And that really, really was a good practice because over time, I was able to establish a really strong milk supply, and I had more than enough. Too much milk, like more than enough. Freezers just busting at the seams, and that is the reason why. So be determined to be consistent with your pump routine. Every 2 to 3 hours, every 3 to 4 hours overnight, do it. All right, so the next thing that I will say is in order for you to, be successful with pumping, you've got to have all the things that you need around you. I actually have my pump beside the bed. I have a bottle warmer. I have the bottles. I have a bottle rack. I have everything that I need at arm's reach because you don't want to have any excuses for why you are not pumping. If you see that you are still having a little bit of trouble with pumping, and it's not that you don't have things around you, that you're not prepared, maybe it's something that's actually going on with you creating the milk, then that's when you just go to the tried and true and you drink some water. You take a shower, the hot water, the warm compress, put that on your breast. And then also, ladies, I tried this before too, and it really, really worked. You can take baby and just put them on your skin, skin to skin. That's what's happening when you're nursing them. Take baby, put them on your skin, and a lot of times that will elicit a letdown as well. So that can help you with getting the milk out too. So I would love for it to be just a wonderful experience that I'm talking to you about today. And, I know I probably am making it sound pretty colorful, but there are some things that are cons as well. For instance, there is a convenience factor that comes with just latching the baby to the boob. You don't have to worry about bottle warmers when you travel. You don't have to worry about how long has this breast milk been sitting out, how long has this breast milk been in the refrigerator, because there are time frames associated with each of those things, and you want to make sure that you adhere so that your baby is always getting fresh milk. So that's part of the con. I think that you have to make sure that you are following strict rules, and you can't just pick up baby in the middle of the night and latch them to the boob. No, my friend. You have to get up. You have to go to the refrigerator and get a bottle. You have to warm it up and make sure that it's the appropriate temperature. And then after you nurse that baby, don't forget, you still have to pump because you don't want to sleep through the night 7-8 hours. Well, if you're a new mom, you're up anyway, but you don't want to sleep through the night and not move that milk because you've got to move milk to make milk. Don't forget that. You got to move milk to make milk. So, this one of the things that you just have to think about is, okay, yeah, it's pretty convenient when I need to take a shower or when I want to go to dinner with my girls or go to brunch after church. It's convenient in that sense, but then it's a little inconvenient rather, when you are thinking about, packing up to go to the park. Well, if I go to the park, I won't be able to just nurse my baby in the park. I gotta have something to keep my bottle warm in. I have to think about how far or how long I've been away from home because this milk can only stay out for 2 hours. Things like that. If you don't know what the rules are, because I know I've just been rattling off a lot of rules, go to the CDC website and look at what the rules are for breast milk, fresh human milk. Because it's going to give you a guide. There's actually a really convenient chart that you can use that lets you know how long it can stay in the refrigerator, how long it can stay in your freezer, how long it can stay in your deep freezer. I also have been using that even, just as a refresher, even though I have already gone through this once. It's just good to have the refresher, and it's good to be sure that you are absolutely sure when it comes to those rules. So I know I talked about drinking plenty of water, and yes, that's something that you want to do. I try to get in about a gallon a day, which is, I think, 5 of these tumblers. This is 32 ounces. So drinking that, a gallon a day, 4 or 5 cups like that, is the best way to make sure that you have a pretty strong supply. There are also things that you can do, like you can use the lactation cookies. I've even used the lactation tea, like the mother's milk tea, and all of that works fine too. I'll be honest with you, if you do them both at the same time, it's gonna be a lot of milk coming everywhere. So just a fair warning for those aids. And I am not against them. I know that there are some moms who feel like all you need is water. And if you feel like that, you go, girl, you're a superhero mom. I'm good with that. But there is just a little bit of disconnect that I have experienced with my ability to produce a strong milk supply and pumping, because I am not holding my baby to my breast. I am not nursing them, and those emotional things make a difference. So since we don't have that, Mom, it's not the end of the world. We are still doing what's best for our baby. We're still getting them our milk. It's just that we might have to work a little bit harder to keep a stronger supply. And while we're on that, let me say this also. To the moms who may have stumbled across this video just to check it out, and you actually are not pumping, nor are you breastfeeding, you're giving your baby formula for whatever reason. If maybe there was an illness, or maybe your baby, just wasn't able to be with you, whatever the case is, don't beat yourself up about that either, Mom. The best milk, or the best thing for our child, is that they are fed. So if they're getting formula, they're fed. If they're getting breast milk from the breast, they are fed. If they're getting breast milk from the pump, they are fed. We have got to stop this unrealistic expectation that you are a better mom than someone else if they're getting breast milk or if they're getting milk from the breast. Stop it. We got to stop doing that to ourselves, ladies. We have really got to stop doing that to ourselves, because we have all this other pressure that's around us every day, all day long. We just got to make sure our babies are fed. And if you're doing that, you're doing a great job. Okay, so now let's talk about just what a typical day looks like for me. I'm going to walk you through what my day looks like pretty much from the time I wake up in the morning until I go to bed at night, and then also throughout the night, because I want to paint this picture for you so you will know what it's like to be a mom that exclusively pumps. So let's start in the morning. So in the morning when I wake up, the first thing that I do is give my son a bottle. I give my son a bottle from my mini fridge. I actually have a mini refrigerator upstairs in my home. That way it's always in arm's reach. Then after that, I pump. I want to make sure that I pump first thing in the morning before I get my day started. Even if I would have just pumped overnight, it doesn't matter. Just be in the habit of pumping. That pump in the morning is typically going to pull off about 4 ounces from each breast. And don't quote what I'm doing and expect that from you. Every woman is different. What you produce is different. But I'm just letting you know so you'll know what my day is like. So I pump in the morning. I typically get about 4 to 5 ounces from each breast. This is around 7 a.m. Then around, let's say, noonish, I pump again. Now, don't do the math right there, because I know I told you to pump every 2 to 3 hours, but I'm letting you know what it's like with my work day. I typically don't pump again until about noon. At noon, that pump, I get about 3 to 4 ounces from each breast. Now, by noon, I typically have drank about 2 of these. So the water is in my system. I'm creating the breast milk. It's good. After that, I pump again around 2:30. 2:30, I'm pumping again, and then also 4 o'clock. So during the day, from the time I wake up till about 4 o'clock in the evening, the end of my work day, I pump about 4 times during the day. Okay, so now we are headed to dinner time. Around dinner time, I am now starting to prep my bottles. I always prep 2 4-ounce bottles for my son to drink overnight. Mind you, he's 2 months old, so 4 ounces is probably more than enough for each feeding. But I still make those bottles because goodness gracious, you don't want him to run out. That's another thing. When you have the baby latched to your breast, they can just, suckle until they're full. They can eat until they're full. But when you're putting the milk in the bottle and then you run out, you don't have enough, they're not happy with you. So let's avoid that and go ahead and put 4 ounces in that bottle if you have it. Don't overdo it and run out of milk, Mom. But if you do have it, go ahead and do that. So I make my bottles for the nighttime. I make 2 4-ounce bottles that I put in the mini fridge upstairs, and then I take upstairs with me an empty bottle. With that empty bottle, I actually put in that bottle the milk that I am pumping fresh. So throughout the night as I pump, which I do another pump around 8 o'clock, then I pump again at 12, and then 4 a.m., and then we're back to the next day at 7 a.m. So with the milk that I pump overnight, I put that in the empty bottle, and then I give that to Layton. And he loves, it's perfect temperature. He didn't have to worry about me overheating it and burning him. So I do that twice. I do that with the 2 middle of the night feedings, and then in the morning, or if he needs another bottle, I grab that from the mini fridge, and in the morning I grab that bottle from the mini fridge. So I know that was a lot to go through. In summation, what you want to do is pump throughout the day regularly, just as much as you can, fully, drain the breast. Then at night, take those bottles, 2 4-ounce bottles upstairs with you, have them ready for baby, but try to give him the milk the milk that you are pumping throughout the night. This achieves 2 things. It's going to allow you to put the demand on yourself to wake up and pump. Don't just go run to the refrigerator. No, it's going to make you get up and pump. And then also, it's going to give the baby some fresh milk that is directly from you to them. So you're going to feel some achievement too. Another thing that I wanted to encourage you with is not feeling tied to, I have to have exactly 5 ounces every time I pump. No, sis. See, your body it's going. Sorry, I'm actually working. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I do have a full-time job. So don't feel like you have to, produce 5 ounces every time you pump from each breast. That's just not going to happen. It's not realistic. So go ahead and take that out of your mind. There are some times when you're going to pump, you're going to get 3 ounces. There are some times when you're going to pump, you're going to get 5 ounces. Think about it like this. If you were nursing and you were putting the baby on your breast, you don't know how many ounces you're getting. You just don't know. Baby's just going to demand it. When they're finished eating, they're going to be done. So don't feel like you are not successful if you don't have 5 ounces every single time. You're still successful with whatever your body produces in that moment. So just keep going. I had to pull out my notes for this. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was freezing your milk. Obviously, if you just continue pumping as often as you should, you're going to get a lot of milk. So you'll want to make sure that you are putting it in freezer safe bags. You can buy them anywhere. You can get the Nook bags, the Medela bag, anywhere. You can just go to your local retailer or go on Amazon and order breast milk bags. On that bag, please be sure to write down whatever the date is that you pumped the milk, because you're going to put it in the freezer, and depending on what type of freezer you have, if it's a deep freezer or just one that you can open with the door, that's going to determine how long it can stay in the freezer. So having that indicated on the bag is a really good practice to make sure that hey, when you go to pull the milk out, my baby can still have this milk. Or if you go to pull the milk out, no, we've approached 7 or 8 months in this freezer, I need to put it out or throw it out. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't like to throw away breast milk. I guess I'm kind of middle of the road with that. I don't mind putting it or throwing it out, pouring it out if it's old, but say for instance, baby has scratched themselves or something like that. use that breast milk and put it on their sore. I mean, it has a lot of different healing properties, and that's one of the ways that you can use it and not be wasteful. You can also put it in their bath water if they're having some skin issues, or if they're having, skin conditions. I won't say it's an issue. Say they have eczema or something like that. Put it in their bath water. Like, you worked hard for that milk. Don't just throw it away. Don't just pour it out. But use it in different ways. Another thing I wanted to tell you, gosh, I feel like this video was all over the place. Sorry. It's just because I have a lot of information, so I hope you're jotting down some notes. You need to contact your insurance provider as soon as you get pregnant and let them know that you're having a baby. Here is why. You might be entitled to a free breast pump. Depending on the type of insurance that you have, you can call them and let them know, hey, I'm having a baby, and they'll let you know, oh, okay, we'll send you a breast pump. They're going to actually get your doctor to write a prescription for your breast pump, and then that prescription will be sent to, whomever the manufacturer is, and then they will send the breast pump to your door, sis. Don't spend $200 or $300 on these breast pumps. I know that they're cute and they're fancy and you may want that and da-da-da-da, but don't waste your money if you can get one for free. So that's something to think about. Go ahead and contact them and let them know that you are expecting a baby so that they'll have enough time to mail it to you, because you all know how USPS has been acting lately. They're cutting up bad. So just get ahead of that and go ahead and request your breast pump. Another quick thing I wanted to say, and I thought about this when I was talking about the breast pumps. There are a lot of cute things on market right now. You may find that there are some hands-free breast pumps that are popular. And I want to be real sensitive when I approach this because I'm sensitive about it. But if you have tig old bitties like me, you need to be aware that those breast pumps are not going to work for you, sis. They just going to fall, and you're going to drop your milk, and you're going to be upset. So just don't do it. Don't get anything that can just latch onto you and it tells you it's going to stay in place. I would not go for it. I just would not go for it. And hey, if you want to give it a try, fine, because yes, would it be great if you could have your hands free while you're pumping? That would be incredible. But I recommend that you just go ahead and stick with the tried and true. Get those, put them on, hold it in place, and make sure that you can secure the milk, okay? Yeah, I crack myself up. I really think my jokes are funny. Anyway. Okay, ladies, well, that is it for today. I hope that you have heard something that you have found helpful. I hope that you are doing well in your breastfeeding journey. If you are watching this video today, that means that you either have just had a baby, or you are about to have a baby, or you're just interested in knowing, what it's like to be an exclusive pumper. Whatever the scenario is, whatever brought you here, I am so glad that you are here. Please don't forget to subscribe to my content. And the reason I say that is because, this isn't really a common video, so that means that you actually searched for this information, which means that you are probably interested in content like this. So I will be creating lots and lots more content around all things mommy, all things mommy and baby, all things managing mommy, managing mommy and marriage, managing mommy and marriage and business. All of that comes together right here on this channel, and I would love for you to join the conversation. So if it sounds like something that you are interested in, if you find value in this content, if you just want to just stick around with me and check out what I'm doing and, us be in contact and keep in touch with one another, then please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me over on Instagram, Tierra Talks. That's my name. And over there, you will see me uploading content about, just what I'm doing throughout the day, pictures of the boys, how I am managing all of this, and all of that. So, we can stay connected there too. Congratulations, moms. Congratulations. If you are exclusively pumping and, you want to share your journey with me, let me know how it's going. I really, really want to know. So thanks so much for watching, guys. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.